The Meltdown. The Buffalo Bills are broken. A team that not only had high hopes of making it to the Super Bowl, we all thought they were worthy of it. But not anymore. Since the very beginning of the season, the Buffalo Bills have been a complete enigma. They didn't look like the juggernaut they're supposed to be, even though they're putting up a sizable amount of points and winning games, but not against good teams. In this video, we will break down 3 core components of the meltdown that has been happening to this fading Super Bowl contender. Let's dive into it. Many teams struggle with this, and every year we see some great contenders collapse time after time because of it. But there's literally nothing they can do about it. It affects us fans, as it can take our favorite team from a push to the playoffs to completely missing it. Not to mention those of us who play fantasy football, it derails our season as well. Like mine. And if you haven't guessed it already, I am talking about injuries. And man, how the Bills have had so many critical injuries. It started on October 2nd, when the Bills had a beatdown on the Dolphins. It was this game when the Bills' top elite cornerback, Tre'Davious White, tore his Achilles, ending his season immediately. We have already seen what has happened to that defense when they lost him previously 2 years ago around that time. It started to crumble without his leadership, but that was not the only hammer blow that did away the Bills this time around. It was during the Week 5 London game against Jacksonville that they lost what seemingly was the heart of the defense, Matt Milano, having a right leg injury, in addition the MCL sprain. He was an all-pro linebacker for the team, but the real killer here was Daquan Jones, who had a pectoral tear. He not only was a good run stuffer, but was playing like a top 3 defensive lineman in the NFL at that point. Both of these guys were placed on IR, and they probably are not returning at any point this 2023 season. And the last noteworthy injury was Josh Allen, hurting his throwing shoulder in the win against the Giants. But it wasn't serious enough to make him not play at any point this season, but it definitely has been nagging Allen throughout the entirety of the 2023 season. There's been multiple reports of it bothering Allen through practices and games, which leads me to the next part of the meltdown. Commercial break here. Just wanted to say, if you guys are enjoying the video so far, please drop a like and watch the rest of the video. It helps out this channel a lot. Back to the meltdown. Often when things melt down, there is one guy who is gone after as the scapegoat. And usually it is the leader, the individual that takes charge. But often the blame is misplaced. It is improperly put on a guy that truly was not the problem. And somehow, that is how the NFL operates at, which I don't get. This is the top talent. This is the top coaches. Why do we operate in such a high school way? This is no different. And I know what you're thinking. It's Josh Allen. Josh Allen is the problem in all of this. Well, I'm here to tell you he's not. He simply is not. Josh Allen is the scapegoat, the fool's gold in all of this. How? How could that be? They changed the offensive coordinator for Josh Allen, yet they are still losing. And Allen is not dropping 4 touchdowns and throwing over 300 yards every game, and he's still throwing interceptions. Guys, Josh Allen is the only reason this regime has not been fired yet. He is the only thing keeping this team afloat. Josh Allen is ranked 5th according to PFF in turnover-worthy play percentage. That's really good. And turnover plays, if you did not know, accounts for every single possible interception or fumble that would have been Josh Allen's fault, and not some wide receiver miscommunication or deflected interception. And the critical statistic here is Allen is 4th in big-time throw rate, which is critical in determining how much a QB is contributing to the offense. So what is the meltdown for the offense? It's the lack of supporting cast and too much reliance on Josh Allen. Look at their offensive line. Tell me that it is good. It's below average. Look at the receiving core and tell me it's outstanding. It's Stephon Diggs and friends. And honestly, in my opinion, Ken Dorsey was not the problem. He did not deserve to be fired. The offense was putting up points when he was calling plays. And that is with it not being Josh Allen time. And Allen being the literal focal point of the offense. You don't see the Chiefs doing this with Patrick Mahomes. It's just Josh Allen doing this. Ken Dorsey saw that Josh Allen being the literal offense is great short term, but not functional long term for Allen being their star franchise QB for decades. They needed to run the ball. They needed to have play action. They needed to keep Allen inside the pocket unless they absolutely needed him to make plays with his legs. And what Joe Brady has done so far is make it the Josh Allen show. Again, and it has worked. Of course it's going to work, but it's not the solution to any of this long term. Ken Dorsey failed because he did not have the right personnel to do what he was doing, which was an attempt to make the Bills' offense not one-dimensional. Now, for the final component for the meltdown of the Buffalo Bills. For a defense to be good, they need pressure. When a team loses their best cornerback, who is a vital piece to keeping their coverage unit together, you need pressure. When you sign a star player to a 6-year, $120 million contract, expectation is that he will be a foundational piece, an anchor to the defense. The expectation is pressure. The final piece to the meltdown is the Bills' lackluster of a pass rush. They cannot get to the QB, and in part it is because of injuries. But they have individuals on that defense that they're supposed to be capable of getting pressure. The Bills have dropped seemingly a ton of resources in the draft to find a guy on the edge. They went after Von Miller, giving him that huge contract, but he has massively disappointed so far. He has not been the same guy. Quarterbacks have been cooking against this defense because they have too much time to throw. And the coverage unit has been elite, but you can't keep coverage after a certain amount of time. And I get the Bills won against the Chiefs. It's a big win, yes, I get it. But the Chiefs have been floundering this year, and honestly, I don't see them pulling off a magical playoff run. I think they're going to be one and done. I don't think they're the top team in the AFC as of right now. They got stuff to figure out. The solution in all this, I don't know. Maybe a change at head coach would be good as well. Sean McDermott's a great head coach. Don't get me wrong. I like him. But maybe they just need a different spark just to get them going. But I don't think the Bills are a team that is over the cap and about to rebuild either. They're not like the Rams or maybe the Saints. And I just don't know how you could build around Josh Allen in the way that they need to for long-term success without overhauling the offense. Speaking of offense, there is an offense that's been overhauled by madmen. This guy blew the doors off a defense that was top 5 only a year ago. Who am I talking about? Mike McDaniels. Mike McDaniels went nuclear in the Broncos. Check out the video here.